for full disclosure, this is T-shirt Quilt Tuesday. I am working on my t-shirt quilt. It's here behind me. I literally just finished the video where I made the sashing for this quilt top, and I'm so excited because it's sitting here on this wall that I'm going to go ahead and sew it together same day that I finished the other video. So we have already prepared our panels, and in the last week's video we prepared our sashing and our cornerstones. Today we get to sew it together. I want to bring you a little bit closer to the design wall. We're going to go a little bit closer to the design wall. On camera, from back there, the sashing looked pretty busy, and so I kind of wanted you to see it up close. It's not, to me, it's not as bad in person as it is on the video. So I just wanted you to see that. Another thing that I want you to see is that for the cornerstones, I actually alternated bluish and greenish. These are the same fabrics, and then on the next row, greenish or bluish is on the right, greenish is on the left, and at the bottom, bluish is on the left, greenish is on the right. Hopefully, as I stitch them together, they will show up nicely, and then they'll be a little bit thinner too, so we can get a better view of the shirts. So I want to kind of stand here so that we can talk about how this is going to happen. I like to stitch my quilt tops together, especially on this design wall, by chain piecing. And for me, it involves a lot of walking back and forth. I have my design wall here, my sewing machine here, my iron is behind the sewing machine, so that all of those things kind of happen at once. So we'll do a little bit of this on camera. I want to do at least the first row and maybe this row of sashing so that you can see it. And then I will probably speed up the video for the rest of this, just so, you know, so you're not just watching me run around, you know. So let me see, let me make sure. First I'm going to turn the iron on. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's see, I have a leader ender already here, my Pellon paper. I have one of those in the works right here. And then I'm just going to go a little bit at a time. Let me show you how this is going to work. I'm going to start by turning this sashing right sides together with the first shirt. Since these shirts are pinned here, I will have to remove them. I have to take the pins out and then probably put the pins back every time. So I'm going to start with these two. Since I have the leader ender, then I can, I don't have to worry about that over there. My iron just beeped. It's getting hot enough now to sew. So let's go to the sewing machine. Here. Get close. I hope I don't make you dizzy by doing this. Okay. And look at that top row of blocks all stitched together. It is so cute. I'm so excited. I'm going to sew all of the rows together, and then I'll show it to you before I start. Sew all the blocks into rows. Then I'll come back and show it to you before I put the rows together. I am so happy with this quilt top so far. I have most of the rows sewn together. So there's 1, 2, 3 shirt rows together, and then all 3 of the sashing rows are together. I am still working on this bottom row. But what I normally do when I'm chain piecing is I just chain piece the whole thing. So my next step, even though I'm still working on the bottom row, is I'm going to add this sashing row to the shirt row above it. And just because I am chain piecing. Now, the trick I discovered, and I've heard this before, but I forgot, or I didn't think about it until I was sewing these first 2 pieces together, is that if one piece is a little bit longer, you put that piece on the bottom. And so for this top row, I had the flannel on top, but on the other ones I had the flannel on the bottom, and it really helped. So as I get ready to stitch this flannel sashing to the shirts, I'm going to have the flannel on the bottom. It goes against my natural instinct because my natural instinct is to have the larger fabric on the bottom, but I know this is going to help because the feed dogs pull just a little bit more of that fabric for you. So I know that's going to help. I'm going to go ahead and start chain piecing these rows. I'll finish this row, of course, chain piece the rows, and then I'll show you the whole top once it's finished. Here is the finished quilt. I wanted to put the camera up a little bit closer so you could see the entire design. It's so cute. I'm really happy with this. The cornerstones don't stick out too much. The sashing seems to be just right. Of course, as you move away, the look changes, but it's still just the best. So it's done for now. The only thing left to do is to add some borders. So in the next video, I will be adding some borders to this quilt. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're working on this quilt with me, please let me know. I'd love to share any pictures that you want to share with our YouTube community. So just let me know if you're working on this quilt top with us. We will add the borders next week. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for tuning in to Vlogmas in July, and I'll see you next time. Bye!